April 20th, 12:14 p.m. It's been a couple of minutes since it happened. Court would now reconvene. English. Has our witness Miss Olga 𝘖𝘏 recovered? Yes, Your Honor. And will she regain consciousness? Perhaps we can hear a version of the events again? That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued. You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss 𝘖𝘏 take a stand. Very well, the witness will take the stand. There's no resting here! Get back here! Perhaps you can repeat your name and profession? Or perhaps you had to admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser. Not. The gasp! Name's Olga 𝘖𝘏. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quick Fingers 𝘖𝘏. Damn! She changed. Oh, really? Wanna know something else? I'm not really Russian, and my last name sounds like oh really. There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. She's so different. Witness, you will tell the court what you're really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see? Let me remind you, you're currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Fine. No more Russian accent for the rest of the stream. Be blessed. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game, as a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim. Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I would plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of these games. When the hands are revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. Interesting. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut. I like how he looks. Phoenix was so happy. Phoenix! You swapped the cards! Exposed as the cheater and losing on top of it. It would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Indeed, getting caught red-handed at the cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins. A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan. And then what happened? Oh, really? Oh, really? So you say it's oh, really? That's how you pronounce it. Okay. Quick Fingers McGee. Quick Fingers is probably not something people want to be known by. Apparently she's okay with it. She's not Russian. Bah, USA. 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 Oh, really? Oh, really? How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake. A mistake? I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right! He's lucky, I'll give him that. You have to be wait, what? You have to be to slip free. What the frick? You have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quick Fingers 𝘖𝘏. Oh, really? Oh, God, are we really punning her name? The witness would be much cuter if she just... The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick. Cuter! Wow, Judge. Wow. Wow. Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. Yeah, Olga, you tell him. When you're through being bad, perhaps you can testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. Oof, I almost threw trash into my water by accident. The best laid traps. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. Ew! This kind of looks interesting without content if you look carefully. Just saying that right now, you know? Just saying that right now. If we weren't saying this was like a search for something else, it would mean something else. You know what I mean? But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant. Well, that doesn't help. Huh, the surprisingly frank testimony still leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you, perfect! If that rotten cheater hasn't messed it up. Look who's talking! Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? They're really as perfect as it is, interestingly enough. Said every VTuber ever. I'm not cute! Is 𝘖𝘏 VTuber? 𝘖𝘏 secret VTuber? Look at us! The secrets have been revealed! Secrets revealed! Secrets revealed! She was the one! The best laid traps. We're gonna press everything again because I need to double check information. This planet card! Which card was it exactly? The Trump card! The 5 of Hearts! Let me guess! Mr. Wright was to have us switch the 5 with the ace to make a full house? At least that's what you were going to accuse him of doing, thereby ruining his legend. I slandered Wright's pocket. When was this? Why, before the match, of course. While he was eating. At the Borscht Bowl Club, we served borscht and suckers. Remind me never to go there. Of course, the card was to make its grand debut during the game. Like a good borscht, State Farm is there. Like a good borscht, State Borscht is there. A good plot movie cooked up early, a lot of sickin'. And Wright lost that last hand just as he was supposed to. Sage! Hi, Sage! Wah! How you doing, Sage? What's up? Not gonna lie, we would be Smiths grabbing Phoenix like that. I know, right? I mean, do you see that compromising? Do you see that compromising position, Aru? Do you see that? Do you see that? We would all like to be in a Phoenix's or a Smith's hand, you know, one or the other. We wouldn't care. 70 went according to plan. Exactly. The 5th ace came up, so it's obvious the switch went off without a hitch. Once the extra card was found in his pocket, Wright would be forever known as a cheat and a fraud. There are worse things to be known as, I suppose. Tell us what happened with that search. But the planet card was gone. The trap failed. The card disappeared. Yeah, my trump card, the 5 of Hearts. Gone, without a trace. Poof, Zippo. Look at him! Would you agree with me? Look at this. Look at this. Look at his position and posing. Excuse me. Excuse me. All the fans in chat are going beast over this. They're going beast over it. Do you see what we're dealing with? Look at this beast of a thing. We chilling? Oh, happy chilling wall Sage. Any plans? Oh, I see it. You see what I'm seeing on it? You see what I'm seeing? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Where did he put his hand? In his pocket, of course. Do you see, kid, that pocket area? Yeah, you know? Just that nice pocket. Oh yeah? Look at that nice pocket, man. Look at that pocketing. That pocketing. Look at it. It's just a common pocket area. I know a little more about Simo's taste now. Joke's on you. My man is Simon, who we don't see till later. My man is Simon, but we don't see Simon till the later games. I'll say this right now. You guys know Simon. You know. That should be me with Phoenix. Do you want to be Smith or do you want to be Phoenix? Which position do you want to be, Angel? You want to be the one side or the other side? Typical BL scene. Typical BL. They ship with shift, and Phoenix is taking it like a champ. Look at his smiling face. Hi, Hexen. If you to be in one of these positions, which one would you be? Smith or Phoenix? His pocket area? Yeah, you know, just casually checking his pockets, you know? Like all bros check their pockets, you know? Clearly. Clearly, you know, he's just checking his pockets just like a homie would. Either or, Angel, we take it. Either or, both seem pretty cool. Both seem pretty nice, you know? We search every nook and cranny, even inside his cute little hat. But a car was nowhere to be found, is that correct? Never in my long storied career, never have quick fingers or really have been so readily duped. Stop saying quick fingers! Oh really? So what did happen to 5 of Hearts? Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant? So the 5 of Hearts is still missing in action. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and smashed it. Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Wright, thoroughly, and found nothing? Thoroughly? Wink. Which means he didn't cheat, which you had no reason to strike the victim. Well... Oh yeah! What was that just now? I sensed something. Something's wrong, Mr. Justice. No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Press on her! Press on her harder! Press her lungs! Miss O'Reilly, you're hiding something! What are you talking about? You... Me? Quick Fingers O'Reilly? Hide something? Objection! The defense are afraid from baseless accusations! I have one question to witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim? Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit him. Oh yeah? With my own eyes I saw it. Aw, man. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Touching her neck, was it? Zoom in! Enhance! 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 Enhance with my irises! Whoa, what's going on? The sensation! It's coming into focus! There, that twitch! It's so clear! Wait, can you do it again? Ah! It's like I can perceive her habits like I couldn't before! Perceive! Gotcha! Something kinda sus with you, Miss O'Reilly. Miss O'Reilly, perhaps you're unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what? What indeed, Justice? I haven't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that a part of the testimony, she subconsciously recalls something. Her body reacts to that memory. She touches her neck. I'm sure of it. A memory? We sure can explain what he's babbling about. This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. Also, give me a second, I got something. Hi, Gumi. Good morning. Thank you for the hydrate. I actually do need that. Thank you. I'll be at a good rest. Welcome to Apollo Justice, where anything can happen. You claim that the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us? Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what will remind her most of the moment of the crime? Miss O'Reilly, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happen when you think about the moment of the crime. There may be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an irreplaceable impression on your neck is this. The bottle? The bottle? The bottle? Whenever she talks about the moment of crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of the moment than this bottle? The murder weapon! Oh! But something doesn't fit. If you're only to witness a crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain? What's he talking about now? It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit. Not you! Oh! Objection! This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wise conjecture! The witness's habits, they're completely irrelevant! Justice, I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself. It's certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's the only chance to break her. What do you mean break her? Miss O'Reilly, please testify in detail the moment of crime. The very moment. Nat, I know nothing. She went back! She went back to being Russian! This totally isn't just conjecture, but whatever, let's roll with it. It's a video game. She went back to being Russian! We know you're not Russian. Go back! I can't do the Russian accent! Go back! Reverse! Reverse! The witness will testify, please, now! Go back! Stop being Russian! Bah, fine! Thank you! I can't do the accent! He's the one who did it! I didn't let him on my side till the cops got there! Something's wrong with that! You seem uneasy. You try standing up here! Her eyes are darting all over the place. I must be getting warm. Tell me, after the crime, what was the defendant like? Well, he must have been stunned by the weight of his crime. He sat in that table till the cops came. Intriguing. I believe you've gotten all the testimonies you're gonna get out of this witness. So what do you think about her testimony? I'll tell you what I think! Her testimony is flawed! It's flawed, there's something wrong with that. It's basically bogus! Oh my god, are you really using a word like that? It contradicts the evidence! What's that? Well, show us this evidence, Mr. Justice! This evidence that you claim contradicts her testimony! She didn't let him out of his sight until the cops got there. I noticed some evidence that contradicts that because he's the one that called him! The most Pain VA is S tier. When you got a voice like mine, Pain's gremlin voice works out well. Tag Mind Break? Not with her. There's better people to mind break, Saya. Like Phoenix. Ooh. The phone call! Miss O'Reilly, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you just said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made a phone call from the first floor of the 𝘖𝘏 𝘖𝘏 So explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. Oh, what an interesting camera. Oh, that poor lobster in the background. The man who picked up a bottle and swung it at night wasn't the defendant. Who was it? Oh god, these animations are so good. Oh, these animations are so good illustrations. Like, it feels like a crumpled paper. You can see the texture in it. I love that. I love the texture in that. Check his pockets now! I'm not reading it because I read it earlier. It's gone! The card's gone! You lose. Oh, I love this part. I love this soundtrack. This is my favorite soundtrack. Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right. And he hit me! He hit Olga? You! Some master of cheating you turn out to be! Ah! When I came to, the victim was already dead. Is that it? That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Yeah? Well, where does this leave us? Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming! It must have been me who was with a bottle and I'm imagining all of this! It appears the prosecution is at his wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin? Sir? I believe that as a defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss Orally a big fat liar. What? Three were in that room that night of murder. The defendant, victim, and her. And she had a motive. A motive? Her plot foiled. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the announcement of the argument was murder. What? I didn't. I'm no killer. Is it a trap? Someone's trying to frame me. Is she still Russian? No, I still give her an accent. Phoenix! What tangled webs we weave when we're practiced to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process. Mr. Right? Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder? Right. Like Mr. Wright was saying before recess, a single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder, and the one who swapped the card didn't know two colors of the card were being used. A fourth person. Objection! Ha! This theory again! Your fourth person doesn't exist! Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. The real criminal? And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us, and right at the beginning of the trial, no less. What? Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about. Sorry? Huh? Remember what I said. The fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the color of the cards at the back of the cards. Right. How could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there was one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you figure out who it was? It's not me, I swear! Who is this fourth person? Why do I get put in the spot like this? Because you're the attorney! We signed up for this! This is way above our pay rate! Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? I don't know. Well, it can't be her. And it can't be him or him. Is it Kristoff? Was Kristoff there during the crime? Because it can't be this guy. He already said he didn't. And I really doubt he is. But was it Kristoff? Our mentor? Take that! As I expected, your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. Wait, it was Kristoff! Oh! Kristoff was there at the scene? I was right? Kristoff Gavin, you were the fourth person that night. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, this photograph of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table. But look! You can see the colors in this photo! Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. It is true the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim, yet it was only that, a game in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor. A competition? Sorry, a competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, the backs, mentioned in blue flame know its final outcome. Kristoff! Well, Kristoff? Kristoff! Mr. Gavin? Mr. Gavin, is something the matter? No, nothing. Excuse me. It was just so sudden. Right. You aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Kristoff. You know, even I never take a joke this far. Oh! Objection! This is gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb! This is insanity! The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder? I assure you I'm quite sane. What possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim? I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either. Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met! Well, what if they have? Huh? There's a possibility after all. They may have met that night before the game started. What are you suggesting? Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request you testify to the court. Objection, Kristoff! The defense would like to request no such thing. Mr. Gavin? Testimonies must relate to the case. How can anything happening before that game of poker be related? Mr. Gavin! Mr. Kristoff. I'm not sure I follow Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss O'Reilly. Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Oh! Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Oh, okay. Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony? Yes. This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He has planned this all along. And if I intend to see it through, the defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. And two, Justice, you betrayed me, your teacher? I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth. Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please. Witness testimony. Appetite before murder. That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Mr. Gavin, you at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of murder? I dine with him rather frequently. And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder? Why did he against my will, I had become involved in the murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, right? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial? The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when you took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong. Ooh! Very well, the defense may cross-examine a witness. Justice! Sir! He's lying, and you're gonna expose him. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. This is really bad. Why can't I have another trial? Why is my first trial this one? This is horrendous. I didn't want it to be my first trial. Kristoff straight up denying a testimony tells me all we need to know. I know, right? You're supposed to know the truth, and for you to deny that testimony is false. Fake news. Wait a minute, the dead guy knocked her out? I thought she was dead. Called him and killed her, and wait, thought she was dead? Called him and they killed him? No. So, he knocked her out with the bottle, like unconscious, but she's still alive. And then when Wright went to go leave and come back, he came back and then Mr. Smith was already dead. So the fourth person we assume that is Gavin was the one that got him. So that's what we're trying to solve right now. Hold it! You had dinner with Mr. Gavin? Yes, he dines with me at the Bush Bowl Club quite frequently. We're enjoying the usual dinner at the usual spot, as usual. I always eat at a table closest to the piano. I see. Where Mrs. Smith was sitting. So, the place is sat on the table for your dinner. Objection! Where is that? Hello? I was scared. Sakana! Hi, Sakana. Do you like Ace Attorney? That scared me. I was so confused. I was like, where is that coming from? I forgot I had that sound alert. Fake objection! Fake objection! That's not from our game! Someone's trying to ruin the case! It's Gavin! We dined for 2 hours and Kristoff left. After that, Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes later after Kristoff left. 5 minutes? So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time? That would have been a fateful encounter to be sure. Objection! Hee! Oh, Mr. Wright! What was it you said? Kristoff, Gavin, and Shady Smith may have met? I believe I did say that. Here I was all nervous about this meeting, and now we hear they just passed in the hall? That does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder. Oh, it would be if that were all that really happened. Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? Oh my goodness. Beanie just casually objecting to the trial and he's an offended just like old times. That didn't feel right though. He can't yell objection when he's talking. He's a ventriloquist. I've actually never played or just sitting and chilling my favorite alchemist cat girl. Oh, hi Sakana. I am honored you want to cheer with me and I hope you're doing well. Don't mind the bad voice acting. I had to do a Russian one earlier too and that was horrendous. But I hope you're doing well, Sakana. I hope you're doing well. And we get a shout for Sakana, if you guys not already. If you guys like cat girls, because you guys are watching me, make sure to follow Sakana. Anyways, back to the story. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga already mentioned? The plan was simple. Elegant, really, you see. We set up a trap of sorts. I would deflect the card in Rat's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of these games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and such right. Ew. He would then pull out the planet card and the trap would snap shut. Ew. You swap the cards. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it. A quirk? I happened to pull my hand in my pocket and found a card. The card she planted? Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of that card before the game. Dispose? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I've been drinking right beside me. I threw that card inside a bottle. An empty bottle of grape juice? The murder weapon? Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass make it hard to see. Brrr. A battle wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama. A card inside a murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss an investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle win. Please provide your testimony with this new information. I skipped a chapter in the game to dispose of the card in the bottle. Yeah, thank you for sharing out Sakana. If you guys like cat girls, you guys are watching me, make sure you check out Sakana. Sakana arts, karaoke, and games, and they just got back to streaming recently, so I mean a lot of you guys want to check them out. Please do, please do. Aw, thank you for Papas as well. Okay, out of curiosity, I'm gonna investigate this bottle because he said the card's in here. No clues here. The bottle's completely empty. That's not right. No clues. This is not the bottle. Is this the wrong bottle? Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. Oh, pretty well, I would say. The fact that they drink borscht with grape juice. Again, I'm still trying to learn what borscht is. Apparently it's like a meaty soup, but it had lobster. Sounds delicious. It sounds like really good stuff. Present! Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes? I've examined the bottle, and I don't see any card in here. Huh, no? What, Mr. Wright? Surely isn't all you have to say for yourself. I can't say I know what happened to that card. I did put in that bottle, however. Huh? Perhaps the first person came and took it out. Oh, an assist person could have helped. Wow, Kristoff, you sound kind of salty. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Your Honor. I won't have you disregarding our investigation either. When you look inside that bottle, there was nothing. So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear? In any case, please continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid the size of contradictions call for decisive evidence. Oh! Push him harder, Justice! Break him! It's just you and the witness in the ring! Go for the KO! Mind break him! Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? Why do I feel like we're the prosecutors now? Let me see out of curiosity, okay? Let's give it a try, dispose the card, and he there. The girl's not that cool, so I have to call the police. Press! You made a call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly! It's supposed to get a signal down the hideout. Was anyone else on that first floor at the time? Not a soul. It was the middle of the night after all. So there in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making that call, I returned to the hideout. It didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. And when you returned, the victim was already dead, yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in. A little? He was bleeding from his forehead after all. I guess I better be startled too, walked in on a scene like that. That's when I made another call to Defense Attorney Gavin. Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I also got involved in a rather sticky affair, and I figured Kristoff's law office would give me a friend rare rate for my defense fees. Glad to hear you intend to pay. Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoff. It was I who got you involved after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. Quite high. Is this the truth that Mr. Red was talking about? Justice, you know what you have to do. He's lying. Expose him now. Yes, sir. Why are you trying to tell me that testimony? The truth has to be in there somewhere. Let me look at my pictures. Maybe there's something we're missing. What if I look here real fast? Because... I don't know, I feel like something's throwing me off, but maybe I'm wrong as well. We sat at the table in the photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. I was given a trap during the game, disposed of the card in a bottle. The girl was not that cold, was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. Instead, blood streaming on the cut from his forehead. That's when I made another call to Defense Attorney Gavin. If you made a call, it should be on the phone, I think. Let me see. Maybe it's this one. What's the point of the attorney badge? Let me try this one. Objection! I screwed up! Your Honor, this is no! Speed up. I know! Okay, the reason why I thought the phone for now is because like maybe it's not on the phone log. Wait, can I investigate the phone? Maybe? Can I investigate the phone? Can I investigate the phone? Can you please let me choose? Please? Let me out? Let me in? Let me in? Let me in? Let me in! Can I investigate the phone, please? Thank you! Oh! Okay, I probably should have done that first. That was an oopsie on me. Wow, the battery's being held in with a pile of tape! He should just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it. Or he just doesn't care. Listen, if the phone works, it works. Just because the thing doesn't hold. Can I peel the tape? Hello? Was that really it? Darn. I'm trying to press. No clues here? How do you operate this thing? There has to be a reason why he gave me this option, right? There has to be a reason. I'm waiting for the normal showing your badge in the court like everyone does. Well, we'll show it eventually, at the end. There has to be a reason why. There has to be a reason why I'm seeing this phone. There has to be a reason. Zoom in. Enhance! Maybe I press the button. Maybe I press this button. Maybe I press this button. There has to be something here I gotta press. There's gotta be something. Oh, come on! Am I doing this wrong? How do you operate this thing? Am I missing a button? Am I missing something? There has to be a reason why I'm looking at this thing. There has to be a reason, and I don't get it. Oh, this thing? There's no clues! I don't get it! Why am I looking at this thing? Because I feel like the only option is to turn it on to hear the backlog, right? But I can't turn it on. Is this wrong? Maybe I should look somewhere else? Let me see. Side on the table. Maybe I look at the photograph. Let's get the photograph a little bit better. Don't know what I'm doing. I don't need to look at this again, but I'm here because I don't know what else to do. Only one of these cards have a blue back. I'm much more of a red guy myself. Blue is so not red, you know? Blue is so not red. You know what I'm saying? The cards' backs are red. For some reason, I thought they were using blue back cards in the final hand. Oh, maybe? Wait? Go back, go back, go back? Maybe? Oh. I had a theory and I can't figure it out. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Hi, 𝘖𝘏, why are you moaning? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a little bit lost. Hi, Color, how are you? I don't know what I'm doing. Do I relook at the bottle? Maybe press on this one again? Let me see. Why in the bottle? I perceived my opponent's intent immediately. I was in entrapment, you see. I knew what was coming. Oh, so he struck first. I like that. Picasso. I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me. At least when you get lucky and stick your hand in your pocket, they don't. You made a call to police on the first floor of the restaurant, blah, 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 blah. Exactly. Not a soul. It was the middle of the night, so therefore in the darkness I called the cops. I then made a call, returned to the hideout. I didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. Blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. Was it a cut? I need it up so you can see the photos. Death by a single blow on the forehead. Here's the person's forehead, head removed. Is that a cut? I don't know if it's a cut or not. Objection! I don't know what I'm doing anymore! I don't know! What am I missing? I have to read it again. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm not making false accusations! I don't know! The truth is where? Where is the truth? Am I dumb? Am I missing it? That evidence Kristoff and I had dinner we sat on the table in the photograph. Katie Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff has left. I was given a trap during the game to dispose of the card in a bottle. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable and left to call the police. When I return, he was dead, blood streaming on a cut from his forehead. That's made her call Defense Attorney 𝘖𝘏. Let me see. Let me read this again to make sure. The time of death was on 2 a.m., April 17th. Death caused by single blow to the forehead. Sub-basement. I'm gonna double check to make sure. There's something I'm missing in the photographs, maybe? I feel like something has to be done with the phone, because the phone was one of our essential informations. We don't see a bottle here. Photograph. There has to be something in relation to the phone. Like, can I peel this? Will it, like, I feel like if I can peel this, I can see what's going on here. Because there's a reason why he's showing me this phone, right? There's a reason why. Am I just missing something? Is it a phone? Is it a phone? You gave me this reason to investigate, but I don't get it. There has to be something in this photograph too, maybe. Maybe it's this photograph? I know you're going blind, but if you want a hint, let me know. I will let you guys know if I need a hint, but also, like, I want to see if I can figure this out. I don't want to be too dumb. I don't want to be too dumb, but it's also okay to ask for help as well. What am I trying to figure out? I'm gonna do a quick save real fast in case I mess up. This one? Okay! I figured it out! I figured it out! Okay, so the reason why, before they say anything, because, again, I figured it out eventually, was he walked in, there was a cut on his forehead. Now, keep in mind, when he walked in, he had a hat on. Mr. Right, if I may, yes. Take a look at his photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. Oh! Justice! 19-point inconsistency. Put a little more oomph into it. Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court? Oh, I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head. Eh? You? You put the hat on the dead man's head? He wore your entire poker game. After calling the police when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view. Shining bright, just like in his photograph. Don't call this boldness! And I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head. Why'd you do a thing like that? All I can say is I'm sorry, but that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So Miss O really didn't see it? It being the victim's, his head? I think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Not his head! Ah, here we go again. Mr. Gavin? Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. Hey, he's still our client, isn't he? I believe that's enough of that. Mr. Gavin, this witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Kristoff. I never knew. I believe it was you who drew the first stone. Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Huh? When I noticed the trap, I put the car in a bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. A reason? That reason is right here. Your cell phone? That night, recall that I spoke with Defense Attorney 𝘖𝘏 after calling on the phone. Just in case I recorded a conversation. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Play it back! Kristoff, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china pate? What the frick? It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please, cops should be here any minute. I mean, your hand should have come to that. Bone china plate? A kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny, and not plate, but pate. Oh no! I believe he's referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. Stop calling him out on his bald! He's just old! He's like, what, 30-something? Wait, is he 30-something? Wait. I actually don't know. That's a good question. I don't know how old he is. But don't call him out his balding, okay? He's sensitive. Even though he's dead, he's sensitive over his baldness. Like the judge. The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Sorry! I didn't realize you're gonna hear me say that! Wait a minute, something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left that borscht bowl club? Most certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate? Oh, that's right! Yes, that was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Crystal? Troubled, I returned to the crime scene, and when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you'd like to explain this to the court? Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it? Phoenix, right? Ooh! Order! I will have order! Mr. Payne! Yes, Your Honor! I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear Defense Attorney Gavin's testimony? Well, as a prosecutor, Very well. We'll break for 10 minutes, after which Mrs. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that? Crystal clear, Your Honor. Very well. This is the final recess for the day, and closer to the end of the story. April 20th, 2:32. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 3. I will have order. What is this, Zhongli? Zhongli AU? Oh, game. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chambers. Who'd have thought today would turn out like this? May I? Pretty girl! Huh? What? Hello, sir. Please pick a card. What else is this about? Is this one okay? Excellent. I have a message for you. Last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. A trump card? The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely and the game is yours. That is all. Ah! An ace! Where do I remember this card from? Mr. Smith had 3 aces and Mr. Wright 2. It is 5 aces all around. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. They were splitting, I swear to you. The missing 5th ace. Wait, this blotch of red. Is this blood? Look at us! You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truce. My father's face is in your hands. I know you can do this. This bloodstained card is my trump card for finding the truth? I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl, I seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. Ah! It's Phoenix's daughter! Bloody ace added to the court records. Oh, can I save? Can we take a quick break? Because I was going to expect another save soon, but I guess not. I'll save again just in case. Okay. 30-year-old? I don't know if he's 30. Maybe he's not that old, who knows? And yeah, we're all in the same brain. Same brain, same brain. What would you like to eat? Look at you, strawberry cow. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the hydrate stretch as well, Thunder. I just did a stretch right now and I'll hydrate real quick. Thank you, thank you. No, it's ketchup. That's clearly jam. No, it's paint. Y'all don't know painters, you know, with red paint? Can't believe. You should know that painting is a thing. Okay. I already saved. Well, I think we could probably finish this case today, honestly. It's really fast. April 20th, 2:45 p.m. This is courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Defense attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand? No, he's there! Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. Will the witness state his name and occupation? Is this fair necessary, Your Honor? Believe me, far strange things have gone on in this courtroom. Fine, I'll play along. First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat? By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald? Hey! Don't call him out as bald! Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? You honestly seem to have an intricate interest in it. Objection! Objection! Phoenix! Phoenix! I wouldn't call it ordinary, Mr. Gavin! Mr. Wright? What do you think you're doing, Wright? Wow, things sure look different from the other side. Bald! You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night. Never once taken it off except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit. Oh! Ow! When Mr. Wright returned from reporting that crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, like mine, you would have had to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime, like me. In other words, it must be the real killer, is what you're trying to say. Not bad, Apollo. Ah, Christoph! Mr. Gavin? I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court. What? Oh, I assure you, I have no nobleness of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation, I see little reason to hide anything. Very well, allow me to tell the truth of what happened that night. Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you involved in the event of the fateful night? Witness testimony. That fateful night, the rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me. So I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked into the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead as he appeared in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, and so I left. That's when the call came from Wright. So you witnessed a murder? Or better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you you're on Mr. Wright's defense team. Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client. Oh. What else could I say? I'm standing on a witness stand after all. So you are, Mr. Gavin. And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell him you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright? You had to say that because that was the only probable window of opportunity, right, Apollo? Oh. Mr. Wright, the defense should do a cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. Cross-examination! And time to press everything. Press on Christoph! Press on Christoph! That man! You mean Mr. Smith? He was different from the other customers. His aura, shall we say. I knew he was a serious poker player, but it was more than just that. So then you knew the nature of your client's job! Of course, but I also knew he wasn't engaged in gambling, which would be illegal. Well, it makes sense that he knows. I mean, they were friends after all. Worried for my friend, I returned to the club. You see, I feared this Mr. Smith might be someone coming to settle an old score. I see. What happened then? Hold it! The little window. You mean the one used to keep watch up the stairs? Yes, a relic of the ancient past. The black marketers used it, I believe. Why did you go through the trouble of peeking in through the window? I didn't want to accept right, you see. Upset Mr. Right? Yes, one of my fears have been unfounded. I've been walking in on their match. Bad form to say the least. So far, everything he's saying makes sense. Does it? It must have been right after the murder took place. How did you know it was right after the murder? Really? No need to shout, Justice. I was just getting to that part of my testimony. Ah, there he is. The coolest defense in the West we know and love. Even when you're standing up there on the witness stand, some things never change. I was afraid you'd change too, right? But you haven't. You and that overbearing personality of yours. But friends like these, who needs enemies? Who needs enemies? You got these good friends. Why must we sleep this supper? Nature Valley and Kashi? I don't know what Kashi is, but Nature Valley is some peak granola bars. I would know. I have a box of them stale. They're very good. Monster Hunter World? I mean, I am going to buy the game eventually after the concert on Saturday, so we could do Monster Hunter World. I'd be down. I recently yesterday got into Mario Kart again. Does Sybil play that? I do! I played that for my subathon. We were playing that earlier. And then not a lot of people had the game, so not many people played. Yeah, Thunder, you played that during my subathon, remember? Wow. Unless Thunder didn't, but I remember Thunder playing with us during that. Thunder doesn't remember I played the Mario Kart? Wow. I remember playing with Thunder. I remember we played with Thunder with Ming for cheese. Wow. It's audacity. The audacity. It's either Thunder or TJ, but I was also playing some Kart Rider with them as well. By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene? Precisely, you see. He wasn't wearing his hat then. I saw his head when he was dead. And then Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat. He described this... Can you describe the scene of the crime for us? Sorry, I forgot about the voice acting. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. Those were the only three at the scene of the crime? Yes, as far as I saw at least. They were back where we started! The killer went to the defendant! Phoenix Wright, who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk about the police? 2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. And second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I have seen, I couldn't abandon my friend. Objection! There must have been someone else at the crime scene at the moment. Justice, I just said I saw no one. Not a soul. But that goes against what Mr. Wright just said. Ah, yes, a mysterious fourth person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question then. Tell me, what possible reason did a real killer have to swap cards in the victim's hand? Huh? Perhaps you could show the reason why such a thing would be necessary? How can I show something? I can't find myself. Remember, Apollo, the card that was switched out was the 5th ace. The 5th ace, right. Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason? I don't know. Yes, maybe? It's now or never. But first, let them present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out. Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the 5th ace? I don't know. That was during the subathon. For some reason, I feel like my last time playing Mario Kart was long ago. No, I played at the subathon. Thunder Memory doesn't remember those memories. I'll play more so that you remember. Hey, I'll play more because Thunder doesn't remember our memories together. It's actually almost been a month since we did a subathon too, which is crazy to think about. Thank you for the Pat Pats, Auto. Remember, Apollo, turn your thinking about. Mia, probably. Mia, if you remember what Mia said. Why did the killer take the 5th ace? Was it the cards? The blood! Oh, wait, is this too early? My reason is, this! Is that an ace? Why? Why? It's got blood on it! Right next to the spade! What? He's searching. This is insane! Why wasn't I told about this? Why? Could this be? Could this be the missing 5th ace? Inconceivable! How could you? What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy car for some fishy girl. Hey! Fishy in a good way. Slay. Oh no, that means I gotta play more games with Sybil. What a tragedy. What will I do? Oh, that just means you gotta play more games with me whenever I invite you, Thunder. You gotta be more awake. Oh, that card? It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the 𝘖𝘏 𝘎𝘖𝘋 club at the night after the murder occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are a stock in trade after all. Ooh, nose. No, impossible, unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? What? I would think that the only person who could claim it as a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Oh! Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason? The reason for the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime. Where are you going with this? Take another look at the photo and at this victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down to the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood. Regardless, that evidence is not permissible. Oh? Right. Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime is concealed evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question. What are you talking about? You want to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see. This is baseless conjecture! Baseless! Objection! Phoenix! Oh, I assure you it's quite based. What? It's amazing, really, how a single drop of blood in a single card can lead us to the truth! It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head. Oh, 3D! 3D! That's so cool! 3D modeling! The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table, and before the killer swapped the card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with the scene. Well, what is it? Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there's a drop of blood on the card, whose position in this diagram does not fit? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses, whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card? I don't know. You're kind of scaring me and I don't know where to point at. The witness, too? I think? Am I wrong? The second witness position is the problem! The second witness, that would be Mr. Gavin, yes? The second witness position is far less problematic than yours right now, Justice. Or perhaps perilous is a better word. I cannot see what the bloodstained card has to do with the second witness location. No! What do you mean? It was right! I'm afraid you're more in perils of a penalty this time. Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Your Honor, one more chance, please! I suppose. Do think it over, Mr. Justice. Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card, whose position in this diagram does not fit? The victim, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses? I don't know. You told me I was wrong. You told me I was wrong, and now I'm scared. Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card? Who is it? I don't know. The killer? The killer? The victim? Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem? I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice. Well, look, the victim was struck in the head and sitting his back in the chair. You think any blood would fall behind the body and onto the table in front of him. Am I right? Wait, that's just right? I didn't know. I was just like, I was curious about the killer and I was like, maybe him? Take Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall onto the floor, not on the cards. Why, that's right! So what does this mean? Incidentally, we were sitting in a swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? Oh man! Apollo, try turning the chair around. Recreate the cutscene. Oh, like interact with stuff. Kart Rider! It is more chaotic than Mario Kart in a good way. Yes, more chaotic because there's so much going on. Like Mario Kart is chaotic, yes, but Kart Rider chaos is so different. Obviously, you limit to only 8 players, besides Mario Kart, which is bigger. But the amount of chaos and like costumes and everything is so funny. It's so funny. And like if you don't finish your map in time, they like yell at you, and I'm like, that's more hilarious. Recreate the crime scene. Yoink! The chair was facing the other way? It would have to be. Oh my god, the 3D modeling. So we have to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table. When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing? When I came back to the room, the bottom was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look at this diagram once more. We now know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction. Again? Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on the diagram contradicts a new understanding of the crime? The victim, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses? Whose location creates a contradiction if the victim was facing away? The witness? Second witness? What doesn't make sense is the second witness! You mean to say it don't make sense? Oh, no, of course you do, sir! Yeah! As I thought. Help! Justice, I'm a little hard of hearing. Did you just say something? Help! I have 1 life! I have 1 HP in a dream! Oh, can I save? I think I'm screwed. I have 1. Whose location creates a contradiction if that was facing away? I need to scroll up. Let me look up. Let me see. There's so many penalties in my other history. There's so many histories. I'm scared. I'm gonna get screwed over. The killer's testimony. Yours. The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, would it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Sitting where his indicator currently is? I would think it'd be quite hard, yes. Objection! Yes, but what you say makes no sense. Also, I think we got it right. Ooh! Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of the game? I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light. What? There's something in that diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking it on the diagram. What? There's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry. Let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing towards the wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Can I save? I don't want to risk it. I'm scared. I'm gonna save. I don't want to risk it. I only got 1 HP. Where would the killer have been standing and struck a victim from the front? Here? This area? The killer had to be standing while, here! Objection! You get points for flair, but it's about all you get! I thought I was onto something too. How did you point this out as sitting down be impossible? The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or you claim the killer climbed the cupboards and hit him from above. Ha! It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the very moment of the crime... Wait! I know! The moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there! What's this now? I mean, that's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. You should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately! Bailiff, send the team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move that cupboards. Your Honor, what? There's one more thing you men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff. Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. I did my best. The tea has thickened! If it was thick tea, though, it would probably taste bad. I should probably say the plot has thickened. But let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then the cupboard wasn't here, which means, Apollo, try moving the cupboard. Oh, that didn't look right. Recreate the crime scene. Thank you. I don't know how I did that. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it had to have been shown as here. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my! What's this? What is this now? Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh dang! Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Which indicator is this diagram contradicting what we know about the crime? It has to be him now! Because it's blocking the way! About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would be completely covering up the window on the stairs. Oh, that's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What? What did you say? Oh, is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool? Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court exactly where did you witness a crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor. Order! This is the court of law and I will have order. We just now received word from an investigation team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard and the hideout, Your Honor. Oh? And what did they find? Why, Your Honor? It turns out there is a secret passage behind it. What? Ah, yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sorts before. This is one of the tricks to the room our many regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that now that he mentioned it. A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you engage in illegal going-ons. You never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses get away from the cops and enjoy a nice cool at Borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. You see where our line of simple deduction reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for the few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin? Come on, say something! Dare I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we could probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith. A date with destiny. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard! Holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it! Oh! Whack with a bottle! What? Why did you do that? Wait here! I'll get help! Miss 𝘖𝘏 was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He moved his chair around to look and wait. I need it. Ah! After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. Right, I'm just wondering if I'm reading this right. Okay, so he was still sitting consciousness when it happened. Yeah. The criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy this evidence. That single spot of blood to the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him, he didn't linger any longer to hide out that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor. And the fact that they were all red! No! Sway. No! Sway your hair, sway your hair, sway that hair, sway that hair. Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to come to see this day. I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne! Yuck! Yes, Your Honor! The prosecution continued its investigation. As to Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicions. What? Believe when I say, don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately. Objection! Ow! Ow! I hit on my bone part of my wrist. Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactic firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would take in such a low-grade parlor trick. Excuse me? The defendant is cleared of all suspicions? This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on somebody else. And not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney. Illegal evidence? Objection! Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason that president would suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course. This bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking? Hi, Brian. How do you intend to explain and weigh your fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints? Am I right, Mr. Payne? Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were upside down. I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court in this case demanded an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down. And that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Why, Your Honor? See how the caught fish squirmed to the last? Well, Apollo, yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. I'm sure you can come with a suitable explanation. Just like that. Yeah, just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to, Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court records. I believe you'll find a simple answer there in plain sight. How about you just say the answer in plain words? Make it easier on us. It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions indeed. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Gavin said that the court in this case demands explanation. Don't worry, justice won't leave until justice is done. Me! Perhaps the defense will care to enlighten the court? What evidence do you have to explain what a fingerprint on the bottle upside down? Save! 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 Dang it. Let me save! I can't save! I can't save! I'm gonna be screwed! No! Maybe to grab a bowl? Maybe to grab a bottle, maybe? Maybe to grab a bottle? Because I can't imagine anything else in here to make any sense. This one! Please be right, 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 please be right. It's actually easy to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor, next to your chair. Excuse me? On the floor? Yes. Now reach down and pick it up without getting out of your chair. Ah! See? You're actually going to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down! Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times. Wow, I can't believe it was that simple. Recall at dinner that evening, Christoph. I was drinking my usual juice then too. Basically, he used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano, and you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. Order! 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 What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin? So smug. Fascinating! So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. What? You claim that I switched the bottle? Where's your proofs? Proofs? Well, as I thought, more basic conjectures. I'm afraid your bottle of proofs is quite empty. Objection! I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation to the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation? Oh, yes! I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the 𝘖𝘏 𝘖𝘏. And here, one of the bottles in question. What, are you gonna dust that for fingerprints too? I'd be surprised if any were on that but his. Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, true. That bottle won't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo. Yes. Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright? You got so serious. That bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That's some bottle. That's some drink, man. The card! It's right there! There's something inside the bottle! Unscrew the cap? Oh, so it's a screw cap. The 5 of hearts! It's the card that you put in earlier! What's this? That card! It can't be! Recall the unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss 𝘭𝘰𝘴𝘦? Yes, our little swindling 𝘖𝘏 That night, I planted that card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched them. The planted card was gone. The trap failed. Wait, this isn't. You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in the piece of testimony? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of that card before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw that card inside the bottle. There it is! The 5 of hearts. This is the card. The bottles were swapped. And the only one who could have done that was the 4th person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin! Are? The lobster's flying! Are? Gavin? Mr. Gavin, sir? Do you have superhero powers? Why did that lobster fly? Are you Dragon Ball? Are you about to go Kamehameha? That is all! He's about to go Kamehameha on my butt right now. It's kinda scary. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix? Revenge? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago? My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing changed. All I did was point the finger at justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right? This is insane! What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone? Apparently not. It's all me. You get no job, Mr. Payne. I believe this time we finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you ever report on us on Christoph Gavin? He admitted everything. We're processing his arrest right now. I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he? None that we know of. Mr. Wright, have you anything to add? I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. About this victim is 𝘖𝘏 Smith. His occupation was listed as traveler, an odd profession to be sure, and that's all we know about him. Allow to follow investigation, Your Honor. Good. Mr. Wright? Yes? 7 years ago, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer. He is extremely talented, to be sure. I need 2 things where I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, this courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice, In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought only by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Mr. Wright! Our work lies ahead of us. And I, for one, am looking forward to it. He's so happy! Look at him! He's so happy now! He's a happy little fella! Well, it seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Woo! Confetti! Totally normal in a courtroom! Yay! Totally normal! Makes sense! Yay! Court is adjourned. Yatta! April 20th, 4:28 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Thanks, Apollo. You came true just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who caught Mr. the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yes, a sensitivity I lack. You come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if it means... The tick. Right here, the tick part. The weird vibe that he gets. What was that, Mr. Wright? You have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer? Right. Today was full of questions without answers. Most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have to commit the murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture's in your locket. It's her! She's very cute. She's really amazing too. I love her. Your daughter, right? That's right, she's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Eh? I took his off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. But the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Wait, but that's treachery! He testified. He said the locket was yours. I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth. Wait, but then why? Why would the victim wear a locket with a picture of your daughter inside of it? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin getting led away in handcuffs. Apollo? Yes? How about coming to work for me? Eh? You mean at the Wright & Co. Law Offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. Can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you... You're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore. What do you mean? That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it all was one man, Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion, and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence struck me as odd is true. It just seemed too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged evidence. The bloody ace? Was it the ace? Was it the ace? You meant this, don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card could have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left, leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us. The court couldn't accept this evidence. It's a fraud! A fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think the only person who could claim that was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer! My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then you're really... Yes, I forged this card. Baby! One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney. Just calling himself an attorney, Apollo. So it's true. The rumor is true. 7 years ago, None of that matters much now, does it? Oh! Phoenix! I punched him! I punched Phoenix! I punched his handsome face! It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office address. Drop in if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that!" next time. I find it packs a little more punch. Don't enforce it! And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. Phoenix! Phoenix! And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved. And at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Ah! Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story began. Now this is a tale as short as sweet. Da 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 da. Yay! We did it! We finished the first case, I think. I assume. Yes, we did.